Williamson and Valanciunas. And it's McCollum in at the point. And for the Jazz, Colin Sexton is out there with Chris Dunn. Then there's Markkanen. Then it's Collins. And it's Fontecchio in at the 3 spot. Always exciting to see two teams with bright futures, Greg. Young stars hungry to prove themselves.
And Kevin, the hungrier, the better, if you ask me. When you've got all that youthful energy and ambition out on the court, very special things can happen.
And so it's Williamson who brings up the ball for New Orleans. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Well, in that one, you could pretty much see the writing on the wall. Their performance was lackluster at best.
Yeah, and they didn't get blown out in that game, but it felt deflating, and it felt like they got crushed. They could not get anything going, no matter who they had out on the court.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. To the left side wing. And a wide open look for Valanciunas. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson.
And don't be surprised if Valanciunas can step behind that arc and knock it down.
Markkanen finds Collins. Here's Sexton. Fontecchio in the corner. Collins with it. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Valanciunas. To the paint. And the basket by Jones.
Not worried about taking that hit. Jones powering through.
Utah has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. This Pelican front office has done a great job, Brent, finding some diamonds in the rough. Players that have now helped.
Think about it, Kevin. They grabbed Jose Alvarado and Najee Marshall, both undrafted players. And those guys are key rotation pieces to change the tempo of any game. Herb Jones, a great steal in the second round, defensively comes in, creates havoc. I mean, a lot of really impressive finds for this front office.
Now, here's Dunn. Brandon Ingram missing his last shot. Markkanen passes to Sexton. 3-pointer. Pelicans pull it in.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
Yeah, as good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more on their radar after knocking down something like that. Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Now here's Ingram. 17 points for him last game against Phoenix.
Let's us not forget about the work on the glass. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
The offensive rebound. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Utah. It's a 5-point game. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, you know they wanted a few of those plays back. What a tough way to go out in that one.
Yeah, really a game that they should not have lost. But sometimes, even when you play your best, it might not be good enough.
Now Markkanen following the 3-point attempt by C.J. McCollum. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. 1:30 left in the first quarter. He's looking for Williamson and finds him.
I know CJ plays the 2-guard position alongside Lillard, but he does have point guard vision, and that's a great find.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah.
And just so good off the bounce. C.J. McCollum is as frustrating to cover as anyone.
Yeah, but it's also, Greg, one of the players in the league that we appreciate the most because of the footwork, because of the fundamentals, maybe a little bit undersized. He finds ways to get it done with efficiency and effectiveness.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. New Orleans leading by 4. Inside, here's Zeller, and the dunk by Zeller.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, near the basket, sometimes you got to do some things with the basketball just to get it up on the glass. Pretty creative shot there from Jordan.
Here's Zeller. Back to Daniels. He kicks it to Zeller. Shoots the 3. Rebound, Utah. Clarkson with the ball. He's picked up by Nance. Larry Nance comes up with the rebound. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Jazz trail by 4. Here's Clarkson. An easy 2 points on the lane. Clarkson's got 7 points in the game. Daniels with it. Still without a basket. Here's Hawkins. And that one released in time, but no good. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Pelicans lead by 2.
11.
From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
So for New Orleans right now, Ingram at the 3 with Williamson playing the 4. Hawkins is out there with Jose Alvarado. And it's Valanciunas in its center. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. Valanciunas has got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Pelicans. Jazz trail by 5. Well, the Utah Jazz, GA, have one of the highest win percentages in NBA history.
And they're probably the greatest franchise to never win a championship. They made the finals twice. Unfortunately, they had to face Jordan and the Bulls both times.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Lauri Markkanen has gone from a bit player to a starring role on offense. He says it's something that I have to get adjusted to, but going forward, I have the room and the mentality to be more aggressive. When I watch film, I always see things that can become so much better. I have a long way to go and a lot of room to improve. Kevin?
All right, good stuff, DA. Thanks. A different look for Utah. Abaji's checked in, and it's Clarkson in for Sexton. And the Pelicans also making a change. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Hawkins. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Williamson finds Valanciunas. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Clock at 4. Rebounded by Clarkson.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Collins dishes to Markkanen. Pass to Abaji. Utah moving it around. The shot by Clarkson, no good. New Orleans leading by 7. Here's McCollum. Knocks down the step-back Jay.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Stolen by McCollum. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Alvarado. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Clarkson outside. Back to Markkanen. To halt the run. Pelicans pull it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
The pass to Ingram. And Greg, with back-to-back games part of the schedule, how do teams feel getting into the latter part of that combo, like tonight?
Well, these games can be especially taxing mentally and physically. At this point, it's a war of attrition, and really, who can survive the night?
Herbert Jones, he's checked in for Jose Alvarado. 5 to shoot. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And that's the way it should be. Ingram aggressive to the rack.
Jazz trail by 11. Clarkson passes to Abaji. There's the 3. And it's Jordan Clarkson with the 3. Clarkson's got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Now here's Ingram.
2 minutes.
He has 6. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
Clarkson for three. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Collins has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Abaji. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
That's his first personal foul.
The Jazz shooting their first free throw this game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the Jazz with some changes. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for John Collins. Olynyk comes in for Markkanen. And Chris Dunn subbed in for George. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Zeller, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Nance comes in for Williamson. Trey Murphy's checked in for Brandon Ingram. And Daniels subbed in for McCollum. And that one misses. Pelicans leading by 5. Here's Jones. Kessler with the rebound. The Jazz have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. You know, Greg, one place you really see Walker Kessler making his presence felt is on the defensive end.
And boy, he has got a nose for blocks, doesn't he? I mean, able to detect shots forming and get a hand on the ball. It is such a gift that allows this guy to make such a big difference on that side of the ball.
Great pass there from Herbert Jones. When someone's open, he'll find them.
Clarkson passes to Abaji. From past the arc, it's good, and the New Orleans lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Clarkson.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
19 seconds left to play here in the half. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting. You take your time. You don't give them another possession.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
Just 3 on the clock. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his first personal foul.
I love how active Murphy is on offense because it forces the D to have to foul him.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops.
This is a young player who you do not want to send to the free throw line. Trey Murphy, just about automatic.
Good on both. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. New Orleans on top. They're up by 3. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Quite the tussle there in the first half, huh? A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter.
They did lead by as many as 7 points in the first period. And so far, they're out in front, but not by much as we head into the half.
Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
They're running a smooth offense tonight, creating high-quality shots. Motion sharp, sharp as a razor. Their spacing is excellent. They're moving the ball well. I love the way this team is.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, their bench production has been a major factor. Guys have been ready to go when their numbers go. It makes the second half go a lot easier on your main guys when you can spread the minutes around in the first half.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, you would hope the defense at least would start to consider creeping up on him just a little bit.
They've got Sexton. Markkanen is out there with John Collins. Then there's Dunn. And it's Fontecchio in at the 3, a small forward. And that's the group for Will Hardy as they begin the second half. For the tie, drills the three-pointer. Fontecchio's got it all tied up now for Utah.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The Pelicans have a lot of weapons offensively, but there seem to be enough touches to go around. Coach Willie Green said there's a trust factor. All those guys, they go out and trust each other. It might be one guy's night in this game, and it might be someone else in the next game. They always just want to make the right play. Kevin?
Yep. Thanks, D.A. Good stuff. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That is his first foul of the game. Clarkson, he's checked in for the Jazz.
Checking in for the Jazz, Jordan Clarkson.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. Ingram. They get the rebound. And the dunk by Williamson.
And Williamson's energy just incredible, which is what makes him such a force on the offensive glass.
It's Collins with the drive.
So impressive. The fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team and just fighting tonight.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. They grabbed their own miss.
Yeah, starting the half here 1 for 5, and the offense might need an ironing out.
For the lead. That's good from Dunn on the assist from Clarkson. Now it's a 3-point Jazz lead. And so McCollum will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Kicks it to Jones. Pass to Valanciunas. Over Collins. No good from Valanciunas.
He wanted to keep that shot from getting blocked, but in the process, he gave it no chance of going in because of how unbalanced he was on the fade.
That's his first.
And a quick look at some of the numbers for Colin Sexton. Pelicans trail by 3. Here's Ingram, and slam dunk by Ingram.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Brandon Ingram, tiny dog is what they called him when he first got into the NBA, Brent, and he has become a very loud bark. What a player.
Yeah, Kevin, a lot of talk about him having to jump around in the shower to get wet, but he has put on the weight and become ferocious on the offensive end. This guy does not back down, and he's worked hard to fill out that frame.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Can't cash in from the high post.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Back to Clarkson. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Williamson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And this is where that length shows off on particular plays like that. Still able to score.
And the Jazz call time here. When it comes to the essential components of a winning team, GA, how much importance do you place on veteran leadership?
Kevin, I think it's important. You want a few guys in the locker room who've seen it all. Players who can keep the ship steady if the team kind of goes awry or has a tough stretch.
And New Orleans going with a whole new group out there.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
To the left wing. Kessler finds Olynyk. The Jazz working the ball around now. Here's Horton Tucker. No good on the triple. New Orleans leading by 3. Down low. Zeller passes to Hawkins. A rebound by the Jazz.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
The shot by George, no good. Pelican shooting in this game, 45%. He's covered by Kessler. And he comes up with the deuce. He has 6.
Showing some strength on that bucket. Murphy getting better at fending off contact.
At the elbow, it's George. They could use a bucket. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Relaxed defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
Ball's knocked loose. Here is Daniels, defended by George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's good from long range. And it's an 8-point Pelican lead.
Quick trigger from Trey Murphy. This dude can let it fly.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll return shortly. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. The Jazz shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. Underneath, in the post, it's Williamson and Valanciunas. In the backcourt, it's McCollum and Jones. And it's Ingram in at the 3 spot.
Just loves it. Loves to play like a guard and shoot it from the perimeter. Markkanen's bread and butter.
And the call will be on Keontae George. That's his first foul. And the Jazz making a change here. Clarkson's checked in.
Jordan Clarkson.
Williamson kicks to Valanciunas. Collins against Williamson. Right at the free throw line. Here's Valanciunas.
And Valanciunas just needs a little bit of airspace. He's so big, easy for him to get to the rim.
Clarkson taking his time here. And Utah another 3.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Clarkson dishes to George. Back to Clarkson. Beyond the arc. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
McCollum against George. 8 feet away. McCollum finds Valanciunas. Just 5 to shoot. Jones, no luck. Jazz trail by 6. Clarkson passes to Collins. Nice D from Valanciunas. Williamson left side. And when Zion Williamson-Brent is on the floor, he's one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, but we got to keep him on the floor. That's the way that not only Zion's going to improve, but this is the way this team has a pathway to the playoffs.
Shooting 2. That free throw good from Williamson.
And Zion, he's just got to do whatever it takes to stay healthy, because when this guy is on the floor, he's a difference maker.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Fontecchio's checked in, and Chris Dunn subbed in for George. Second free throw, no good. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. They trail by 7. Collins passes to Clarkson. Back to Collins. Pass to Fontecchio. Clarkson outside. Fires the 3. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. Williamson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. McCollum outside. Williamson in the post. He's covered by Clarkson, and that one's good. Williamson.
Inside Zion, just a monster. He could go over or through opposition.
Jones against Markkanen for the 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Pelicans leading by 9. Here's Ingram. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Brandon Ingram showing off the ways he can score. You know he's playing well when he's this patient to do so.
Utah calls timeout. Here we are looking around the NBA. Greg, it feels like there's more parity amongst teams than ever before.
No dominant team has been the favorite every year. And that can all change, though, in a heartbeat. Every so often, a dynasty can be born out of nothing.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, listen in with Will Hardy and his team. Coach told his guys, lock in, this is it. Leave everything out on the floor. A simple message down the stretch. We'll see if it resonates. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated. The Pelicans have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. And the basket by McCollum.
Well, McCollum has shown the ability to get inside and also finish. It's just how shifty he is.
Dunn kicks to Markkanen. Looking to end the run. Nailed from three-point land.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
Clarkson against Jones. Markkanen from outside. And the Jazz, another 3.
And a great job by Markkanen to toe the line there along the corner to knock down the 3.
Outside, Jones. Buries it down low. And the Pelicans lead by 9. Utah has gotten 8 shots off from three-point land and hit half of them. Clarkson passes to Dunn from the arc. Pelicans with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And here's McCollum for 3. And it's John Collins with the rebound. The way, Greg, they're sharing the ball tonight, mesmerizing.
Everyone's getting to touch it, and everyone's contributing.
Well, a lot of ways that Clarkson can beat you. Most of the time it's off the dribble, but when he's shooting the ball well, he's a dangerous offensive player.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Three-pointer, Markkanen. Rebounded by Valanciunas. And so it's New Orleans with it. They have a 9-point lead. Now McCollum. So we see the Pelicans get the win here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. There is a better game, there is a worse game, but, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is to take rebounds, set of screens. I'm doing a good job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And that about wraps it up for Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. So long and good night, everyone.